Today me and Mr. Duck are going to play Dead Rails.
I'm going to fucking
Bro,
blow
what?
you up.
Wow, you made it to the 203 mark. Here's a cat. Also no more music. Sad face. The cat died. Here's some John Porklaw.
John Pork, and this is my story. That day, the day I snuck up behind John. You all think you know the story. You don't. John Pork, he was never supposed to exist. He thought he was untouchable. He thought he was a legend, but legends fade. All it took was a message, one message. And he walked right into my sights. I pulled the trigger. One shot, one legend, erased. You still don't understand, do you? John Pork wasn't just a pig. He was a problem. John was only the beginning. Pengu, Marvin, Agent 5.5. They're next. And you, the ones watching this. You think you're safe. John Pork is dead. Who's next?
Not what it looks like.
I'm Marvin Beak, and I'm here to expose Tim Cheese. You all know him, Timothy Danny Cheese, that filthy, notorious hitman. Tim is nothing but a rat, a coward who took my best friend, John Pork. We all loved watching John Pork, but Tim Cheese was jealous of his fame. John Pork didn't deserve what Tim did to him, and now that scumbag is trying to pin the murder on me. Tim Cheese doesn't understand who he's messing with. I swear to hunt him down, no matter how long it takes. This isn't over until he's gone. Justice won't be enough. Only vengeance will.
You think you're the hero, Marvin? Oh no, you're just the next name on my list.
John Pork was more than a friend. He was family. Tim Cheese took him from us. And for that, he sealed his fate.
515 here. I was on my way to turn in the secret files concerning the death of John Pork, who was killed by Tim Cheese. Tim Cheese tried to take me out. Good try. It's gonna take a whole army. Now listen, Tim Cheese is targeting my friends, Pangu, Marvin Beak, and me, 515. We're gonna end this. Tim Cheese, I'm coming for you. You're gonna need more than an army to take me out. Listen up, Tim Cheese. You don't be messing with the kid. Lieutenant Colonel Black Ops, former congressman. You don't know my resume. You don't know who I am, and you don't know what I'm capable of. We know through satellite infrared images provided by us by the Mossad that you are managing the Yi Squad. The Yi Squad is coming after me. Ha ha. It's gonna take more than a gigantic robotic pigeon army to take care of me. You don't know who I am. I'm 5.5. 5.5. I'm coming at you. I come for you. You don't come for me. I find people. You don't find me.
Tim Cheese, you really thought you could get away with it, didn't you? Thought nobody would come knocking after what you did. After you murdered my cousin John Pork in cold blood, you thought taking out John would be the end of it? That I, Bob Bacon, wouldn't come for you? You were dead wrong. John wasn't just my cousin. He was family. And in our world, family means everything. Marvin Beak isn't the one you should be worried about. Oh, Timmy, you must be real stupid. See, actions have consequences. And me, I am the consequence. I don't care where you run. I don't care where you hide. Your time is up. You've got two choices. Look over your shoulder for the rest of your life, or accept that your days are numbered. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Kiss your little cheese empire goodbye. Because I'm coming for you, Tim. And when I find you, well, let's just say, pigs never forget. And you, watching this video, don't ever think about messing with my family.
My name is Simon Claw, and this is my story. For the headlines, before the chaos, we were just three kids on the same block. A pig, a rat, and a panther. Then Pork got famous, started shaking hands with strangers, and forgetting the ones that starved next to him. Me and Cheese, we stayed behind, did what we had to do, just to keep the lights on. Then came the night. Blue lights. One way out. One of us had to run. So I made the choice. I took the fall, didn't flinch, didn't fold. They locked me up and threw away the key. 5 years later, Pork, not a letter, not a word. Guess success got loud enough to drown out loud. Everyone turned their back on me, except one man. Only Amy. The world cries for the pig they barely knew, but spits on the rat that stayed true.
Tonight, we got a special guest, someone who knows our boy Tim better than anyone, and she's got a few things to say.
Tim, I know you're watching, so I'll be direct. You're embarrassing yourself. The threats, the tough guy act, the obsession with John, it's pathetic. You lost because you were never enough. Not for me, not for anyone. You were desperate to prove something, to be feared, respected, but you never stopped to ask if you even deserved it. Meanwhile, John? He didn't have to try. He just was. He made me laugh. He treated me right. And unlike you, he didn't act like the world owed him something. You keep blaming him. Blaming me, blaming everyone but yourself. When you killed John, you took my happiness again. You never loved me, Tim. You just hated losing. And I'll never forgive you for that.
This is where your story ends, Agent. Get ready to meet John. You know, I should pull the trigger right now, but that'd be too easy. You deserve something worse, much worse. I'm taking you somewhere special, Agent. An island no one leaves. I'll kill you there. Slowly. tied up, defenseless. This isn't how you imagined our reunion. I warned you. I told you what would happen, but you just didn't listen. You are one bullet away from seeing John Pork. No, I have a better idea. Why waste a bullet when I can let this island tear you apart? Goodbye, agent. Enjoy your new home. Oh, and don't worry. I'll make sure your friends join you soon.
5.5 here. Tim Cheese kidnapped me. I got away. I swam 500 miles. While I was there, I noticed the guard dog. Yikes, that thing got in the walk. Like swallowing a rocket ship. There's the guard in the whole complex. Look at that. He looks like swallowing a dog or a turkey. That's the guard. Yikes, that guy didn't get around very much. But listen, look, learn. Here's Bob, former actor. I got 4 pairs of pants on. Try that on. What we're trying to figure out is get to the bottom of it. What? That is one big a-hole, okay? I don't think we're gonna have Godzilla help us. That's his girlfriend. Anyway, we're gonna take down the robotic pigeons. We're gonna take down the things that are not right in this world, okay? That dog right there is not right. There's no dog that looks like that. There's something wrong with the picture. I'm gonna show you something. This is a clue to the next week's episode. That is either Mount St. Helens or the Devil's Tower in Wyoming. 5.5 here. I didn't pray for a guitar. I prayed for a private jet, and it's going to be here in 5 minutes. It's a Cessna. Do you know how to fly?
I am Pengu, and I witnessed how Tim Cheese killed John Pork. You think that you all know the whole story, but you don't. It was just a normal rainy day when John called me and asked me to hang out. I was a bit hesitant at first because I'm usually the one asking John and I still had to work on something. But after a lot of convincing, I decided to go out with John. It was a mistake. You see, John wanted to try the new Grimace Shake, but it was a trap set up by Tim Cheese. There wasn't any Grimace Shake, but it was Tim Cheese waiting on us. He snuck up right behind me and John and I assume you all know what happened. Tim Cheese killed John Pork right in front of me. I started running away, but Tim was after me. Luckily, I hid in a dark alley and Tim couldn't find me. But this isn't over yet. I'm in a witness protection, and Justin Cheddar, Marvin Beek, Agent 5.5 are looking for Tim Cheese. You always have to answer when John calls you. But maybe if I didn't answer that day, John would still be with us. That is why I blame it on myself.
Every second I spent in that rotten cage, I thought about the pig that put me in there. Not the police, but the boss in the suit, Bob Bacon. We sinned for his fortune and we killed for his throne. Pickups turned to beatings, beatings turned to bodies. And when it came down to it, it was us who took the fall. You're the reason your cousin is slowly rotting face first in the soil. You built the man that pulled the trigger. You built the man that sent 9 grams of gunpowder through John's meaty head. You built 2 monsters that now have nothing to lose. Now it's us against the world. And the world? It's full of names that should have stayed silent. Agent 5.5, Tim has him somewhere far, far away. Marvin Beek used to move in shadows, but now he sends threats from them. Justin Cheddar and Pengu, I won't waste a breath. Bob planted the seed and then prayed it wouldn't grow, but the roots that he fed might reach where he goes. Funny how you start to appreciate the little things in life when the chains finally come off. And I know you're wondering how I slipped free, but some truths are better left untold until the flames cool down and the ashes grow cold. I used to dream about having a family where I could be someone else, but the truth is, I was built for something else. All my life I tried to force myself into a world that never wanted me. Maybe I was meant to walk with death at my heels, constantly looking over my shoulder, until the day someone finally makes it count. They say cats have 9 lives. I'm spending each one making death wish it never tried.
Timothy, this is your mother, Beatrice Cheese. They're telling me you're the one doing this horrendous things, and I tell them that they don't know the real you. I don't know where that boy went, who was always so kind and protective of others. The day you met John, you started acting.
was 3 in the morning. How? But I killed him. Oh God, I must be dreaming. I forgot to take my pills. No, I'm sure he's dead. I saw him die. What the fuck was that? Oh God, this is not real. What? Who the hell is visiting me now? What the fuck was that? John Pork is alive?
But you don't know the true story. I wasn't born poor. I was made this way. I came into a better world, turn on the world, pocket change, and smooth after. I learned fast. Fists, schemes, blood. Survival wasn't a choice. It was a debt paid daily. Then there was John. John wasn't like me. He had vision. He saw a way out. I laughed at him for it, until the night I had nowhere left to run. I was a dead man walking. And John, he didn't offer pity. He offered a choice. You think this is all you are? He said. He pulled me out of the dirt, gave me a chance to be more. They call him the villain, but the mirror cracks when they stare too long, because deep down they see themselves. They twist the story, but the ink won't dry. The truth bleeds through no matter how they try to rewrite it. John Pork saved me, and I won't let the world forget it.
I am Jim Pork. My father, John Pork, was slimed by Tim Cheese. This is my story. On the ranch, I was born into this accursed world. My mother left me, so my father took me under his snout alone. Suspicious of Tim Cheese, my father kept me a secret. He was the only person I trusted. And then the day arrived.
Jim, I'm going out with Pengu. You don't know him, but he's a cool guy.
All right, Dad. Yes, Invincible, my favorite. Hello?
I'm sorry to inform you, but your father, John Pork, is gone.
Those words still ring through my head. Something changed that day. Inside of me, something snapped.
We found the island Tim Cheese is keeping Agent 5.5. Myself, Marvin Beak, and Pengu, backed by the Pork Mafia, are on our way to deliver justice. Tim Cheese, Simon Claw, the ones who dared kidnap Agent 5.5, didn't expect we would come so soon. Marvin's eyes can see for miles. He did not miss a thing. We knew this was the place, and Pengu is already on the inside, tracking their every move. We're here. No more hiding. Tim Cheese and Simon Claw thought they could take Agent 5.5 and disappear. They were wrong. They fought hard. Simon took down 50 agents by himself. But in the end, numbers matter, and the numbers of the Pork Mafia was too overwhelming. They escaped, for now, but they know we're coming, and they won't get far. Agent 5.5 is safe, mission complete. But this fight, it's far from over. We won this round, but Simon and Tim, they're still out there, and when they come back, we'll be waiting.
They found the island. It was only a matter of time. They took their prize, Agent 5.5, but we didn't lose. We just gave them a taste of what it costs to come after us. They weren't just playing brute force. They were playing smart. That's how he found me. They thought one bullet finished me, so I let them believe it. That's when my instincts kicked in. He's here. Marvin Beak. A man ready to end it all, thinking he had the upper hand. Funny how that tracker worked in our favor this time. Bob Bacon. Bring me Pengu and his wife, alive, before Marvin bleeds out. That's not a request. It's a...
Music back. IDK, what to say now?